Out in Empty Sky, a poem by Rumi. If you catch a fragrance of the unseen like that, you won't be able to be contained. You'll be out in empty sky. Any beauty the world has, any desire will easily be yours. As you live deeper in the heart, the mirror gets clearer and cleaner. Shams of Tabriz realized God in himself. When that happens, you have no anxieties about losing anyone or anything. You break the spells human difficulties cause. Interpretations come, hundreds, from all the religious symbols and parables and prayers. You know what they mean when God lives through you like shams. 100 blessings. When love comes suddenly and taps on your window, run and let it in. But first shut the door of your reason. Even the smallest hint chases love away. Like smoke that drowns the freshness of the morning breeze, to reason love can only say, the way is barred, you can't pass through. But to the lover, it offers 100 blessings. Before the mind decides to take a step, love has reached the 7th heaven. Love has climbed the holy mountain. I must stop this talk now and let love speak from its nest of silence. From Hafiz. With a love like that, even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, you owe me. Look what happens with a love like that. It lights the whole world. Good morning, friends. Welcome to Soul Song Saturday. Heatherlyn here, your minister of magic, your mystical minister, usually of musical magic. However, I have been fighting some kind of bug this month, actually, for the last 2 or 3 weeks. And my voice is still not 100%. So I was hopeful I'd be able to sing this morning, but then when I went through the songs, I decided that maybe it wasn't the best idea for today. So we have pivoted and spontaneously come up with a plan. I have poetry from the mystics for you this morning. We'll draw an oracle card together and breathe together. How about that? So please let me know if you're here. I love to be made aware of your presence here, and the way we can do that is by you saying hello in the comments. So good morning, Jason here from Denver, Colorado. He's actually right here to my side. He doesn't have a client today, so he's hanging with me here. And good morning, Paul. Good to see you. And Amanda, Richard. Hi, everyone. And it looks like maybe Liam is here too, because Jason said hi, Liam. So Yeah, awesome. So please make your presence known. Say hello this morning, and I'll try to. Yeah, we still have our practices of presence that we can move through together. We can breathe together. So feel free to gather a journal and a few candles if you'd like. I just did a few poems from Rumi and Hafiz, and so we'll do more of that. I also have my oracle deck from Rumi this morning, so we'll draw a card together and I'll do the reading from that. And just thank you for being here with me. This is actually our first live Soul Song Saturday of the year, so Happy New Year to you and yours. And thank you for tuning in. Even though I can't really sing that well this morning, we still have some beautiful things we can share in together. So thank you for your presence. Let me know, please chat with me. Let me know not only that you're here, but you can share your thoughts and reflections in response to the poems that I read and things like that. So let's continue with our first practice of presence, our invocation of presence, where we light 3 candles every Soul Song Saturday. So taking a deep breath, breathing in through the nose, and maybe right now breathing out the mouth, letting it out. And again, breathing in through the nose, and out the mouth, just releasing whatever it is you're carrying this morning. And once more, in through the nose and out the mouth. And then go ahead and let the lips gently close together. And just breathing in through the nostrils. Noticing the breath come up to your third eye and coming down, filling your heart space, filling your belly. In and out, slowly and intentionally through the nose. And we light our first candle together this morning. This is for presence itself. Continuing to breathe and allowing our awareness to be drawn to divine presence, the universal presence that is interconnecting you and me. Across the miles, Colorado, California, Maine is in the house. Good morning, Carl. Across state borders, across country lines, we are interconnected through this breath practice, through life itself, breathing you and me. So that's our first candle. Breathing in through the nose and out the nose. We light our second candle for those who we may affectionately call our team on the physical plane and on the spiritual realms. So this could be drawing our awareness to our ancestors, those who have gone before us. Their wisdom is in our DNA. And we have a lot of talk these days in our culture about ancestral trauma, which is a very real thing to attend to in our lives, to become aware of that, to heal that. But let's also remember that our ancestors have handed down to us beautiful things, gracious gifts that runs in our veins, resilience, beautiful things we've inherited that we can give thanks for. This candle can also be for those who we hold in our hearts today. Perhaps it's beloved ones who've gone before us, but perhaps it's beloved ones who are in your own home or in your own community, or people across the miles who you can't be with physically, but you're holding in your heart. So we give thanks for these dear ones, our beloveds, near and far. And then in our invocation to presence, we light a third candle for ourselves, for you and for me. And we take a few breaths here for aspects of our presence. Taking a deep breath for our minds, the presence of our minds. So drawing your awareness to your thoughts, stepping back as a compassionate witness, and just noticing what thoughts are arising this morning for you. And holding space for yourself for these thoughts. And if you're someone who journals during Soul Song Saturday, maybe you'd like to jot down some of these thoughts that you're noticing. Sometimes we're just kind of going through life, right? And it's good to just pause and notice the thoughts in our minds. And so you might jot down something that you want to let go, a thought you'd like to let go, or you might like to jot down a thought that you'd like to contemplate a little bit more later on. Breathing in and breathing out for the presence of your mind and your thoughts this morning. Embracing them all with love and bearing witness as a compassionate witness. Now drawing awareness to our heart space and breathing in for all that we carry in our hearts, all that we hold here. So noticing emotions that arise within your being this morning and embracing them all with love and compassion, being a compassionate witness to your emotions this morning. Maybe even placing your hand on your heart and just saying to yourself, maybe allowing your head to fall just in sort of a reverence, and just say, I will honor you, my heart. I will honor you. I'm listening. I will let you guide me this week. Maybe let a sense of loving kindness come over you. Loving kindness towards yourself, your heart, and your mind. Continuing to breathe in through the nostrils and out through the nose. And we breathe in and out in our invocation of presence for our embodiment. So just as we have borne witness as compassionate witnesses to our thoughts and our emotions, let's also bear witness to what our body is experiencing. I'm going to take off my guitar for a moment. I don't know about you, but I grew up in a religious tradition that sort of dishonored the body, sort of dishonored the heart. And so yoga and other Eastern practices have allowed me to embrace my whole self. And it's still a practice. I'm still learning to embrace. That's why we do practices of presence. So coming into the body, maybe find a connection to your feet. So I have the balls of my feet are touching the rung on this stool. So just noticing that. And maybe making a connection from your hands to your thighs. And go ahead and breathe in and notice the belly fill and your sides fill with breath and your heart fill. And maybe take in a couple more sips of breath, this gift of life. And then slowly breathing out. And now maybe think on your next in-breath, think of breathing up through your toes and let the breath come into your body through your toes, your heels, your knees, your hips, filling all the way up to your shoulders and the top of your head, and then exhaling, sending that breath all the way back down through the body into the floor or into the ground. So this is a grounding practice, and imagining breathing in, maybe even think of a warm light filling you with the breath from your feet up through your legs, filling your belly, your torso, your heart space, and just warming the body all the way up to the tippy top of the crown, to the crown of your head. And then as you exhale, breathing slowly out, maybe even audibly. And then letting, maybe releasing, thinking of releasing that breath down into the earth. And so again, just allowing the breath to fill you up from the bottom to the top. And as you're breathing in and out, just kind of scanning the body, noticing where there might be tension in the body. And maybe sending a little bit deeper breath to any places you might notice tension. I am currently listening to a book I'm very excited about called Breath. It's by James Nestor, The New Science of a Lost Art. And he speaks about studies that have been done about the importance of breathing in through the nostrils instead of mouth breathing. So that's why I'm encouraging you. Sometimes we begin with exhaling out the mouth to just really let just a nice release. But what is really best for our bodies is to breathe in through the nose and to take deep, long breaths. So I'm sure I'll be sharing more with you from that book as time goes on here. But good morning, Robin. Welcome. I love, love, love that breath and presence. We are connected across states and across countries. I just love that. And hello, Rashida. Nice to see you here this morning. And yes, okay. So just to let you know, I was very hopeful that my voice would be back. But you can even hear there's still a little bit of an obstruction in my talking voice, but it's okay. I'm not hurting anything. And I went to practice my songs to warm up this morning, and I was able to do a full vocal warm up, but the songs were just kind of broken and not the best. So I just decided last minute to pivot, that we would just deepen into a little bit more breath practice this morning, some gentle movement, as well as some poetry from the mystics. So thank you so much for being here. This is our first live Soul Song Saturday this morning, usually live music and mystical musings, but this morning we have some poetry and some breath practice. So let's go ahead and deepen into our breath practice a little bit more, connecting a little bit, some gentle movements, just so wherever you're seated or standing, if you're in a place to do this with me, just really simple. There are simple movements that we can do every day that just gets the synovial fluids going, that kind of loosen things up. And it is a beautiful thing to connect breath and body. So I know we've been breathing together for a while, but let's begin to connect some very simple movements. So go ahead, and if you're seated, maybe go ahead and place your palms on your thighs. And Liam, I'm so happy that you're here today, breathing with us, even though you're not feeling well. Thank you for being here. Appreciate your presence. And Robin, I am feeling better, just not quite 100% for singing. And just this morning, I wanted to honor Dr. King because we didn't get to do that last week because I didn't go live at all last week. I was very not well last week. And I just was like, well, I guess we're not gonna, I don't want to, I want to do these songs right. I want to do them well and really honor his legacy and inspiration. And so that's why we pivoted this morning. Okay, so connecting breath and movement. Go ahead and exhale out what you've got. And on your next inhale, I invite you to slowly and gently draw your shoulders up to your ears, okay? Inhaling up. And then on your exhale, go ahead and draw the shoulders back and down. So the shoulder blades are kind of coming together. And then inhaling, you're drawing forward a little bit, drawing the shoulders up, and then exhaling back and down. And then on that, you feel the expansion in your heart space. And then you're drawing forward, kind of coming in a little bit, inhaling up and exhaling, shoulder blades together. Feel the range of movement that you have available to you. And just kind of noticing that. And then on your next inhale, go ahead and reverse the direction. So inhaling back and up, exhaling, kind of hunching forward a little bit, and then inhaling, opening the heart space, letting it expand. I'm using a yogic breath. Sometimes it's called oceanic breath or the Darth Vader breath. It's kind of like you're whispering through your breath. Go ahead and relax the arms and just try out that oceanic breath if you want to with me. Nice. Keep going like that. Rumi says this beautiful thing about how you are not a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean in one drop. And I love to think of that when I use that oceanic breath. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean in one drop. Okay, let's continue with a little bit of Rumi. This morning, we don't usually do this for Soul Song Saturdays, but I thought for our Storydwelling segment, we could draw an oracle card together. Oracle cards and tarot is a regular part of my spiritual practice. And I love this Rumi Oracle deck by Alana Fairchild. So sometimes I will just ask myself, my own self, my heart, my mind, my intuition, a question. And then I will draw a card to reflect on that question. And I personally use Oracle cards and tarot cards as a tool to invite my intuition into my life. A lot of my upbringing was basically like ignore what's in your heart, ignore, don't trust yourself, really, is what my religious upbringing taught me. But I really believe that our inherent intuition has a lot to say to us, a lot about guiding us, about telling us who we are. And so I use oracle cards and tarot to kind of just regularly part of my meditation and my contemplation and exploring my own inner wisdom and guidance from spirit as well. So I thought this morning, since I'm not in full singing voice, that we would maybe draw a card together for our Storydwelling practice. But I just too want to acknowledge that Carl is saw Dr. Monday evening, who recommended I start doing some breathing exercises. Wonderful, my friend, wonderful. Well, we will just have to make sure we are doing at least one breath practice every Soul Song Saturday. How does that sound? We can bring in some different variations and approaches to that together. I'd be happy to share that with you. I am very excited right now about, like I said, the book I'm reading, or the book I'm listening to, actually, called Breath. I think James Nestor is the author. Yes, it's the new science of a lost art. And it's really wonderful because, well, I'm trying to show it to you, but it's not focusing on it. But it's called Breath, the new science of a lost art. And it's really helping me think more about my training as a yoga teacher and about pranayama, breath practice. It gives a lot of beautiful scientific studies behind breath practice and what breath does for us. Okay, so every Soul Song Saturday, one of our practices of presence is what I call storydwelling. And this is my word for cultivating courageous, compassionate curiosity, recognizing the shaping nature of narrative. This is an exercise in empathy for ourselves and for others. So as we story dwell each week, we can take a moment to kind of just scan this past week and take a look at how narratives, maybe consciously or subconsciously, shaped our lives. And I love this practice. This has been transformative for me. I've taken this on the road. As Jason and I had our time in life when we've just traveled the world or traveled the country in our van. We would be hosted by people of various backgrounds, hosted by people of different political opinions. And practicing story dwelling really was life-changing for me, where someone might not change my mind about a political perspective, but I felt changed by the practice of presence to another, to be curious about what shaped that opinion for them, So as I use this Rumi Oracle deck this morning, this is it's unusual because usually you're just doing this for yourself, or sometimes Jason and I pull a card together. But this will be a practice for us as a community here, where the card that I draw, I'm going to shuffle these a couple times, and then the card that I draw will invite us to reflect on stories that are shaping our lives. And so I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What is coming up for you as I talk about this, as we ask this question. So inviting this Rumi Oracle deck to draw our awareness to maybe some storylines in our lives that would be good for us to reflect on and pay attention to. It's really that simple. And I love this Rumi Oracle deck because it's got beautiful artwork. The cards are so beautiful. And the poetry in it. And then Alana Fairchild does a lovely job expanding on those ideas. So I have shuffled several times and articulated the intention. And so let's take a deep breath together. I'll do this over here so you can see it. And then I'm just randomly cutting the deck. See where and then turning over the card that is for us this morning in our story dwelling practice. So I have here card number 15. Wow, the colors match our Soul Song Saturday colors. Isn't that something? And this card is called Divine Mother Manifests. Jason's helping me focus in on the card. There it is. Divine Mother Manifests. So I wish I could keep holding it up for you, but I'm going to have to put it down so that I can do the reading. There's a little companion booklet here. So Divine Mother Manifests. Really beautiful, right? It's like a mother image with kind of magical swirling atmosphere. And it looks like she's holding an illuminated, maybe like the sun. Maybe she's holding the sun or a star of some kind. Divine Mother Manifests. So, okay, number 15. So the quote from Rumi is this. Oh, you living in the world of 6 directions, accept the gloom and accept the bliss. For those seeds buried in the ground will one day grow into fruitful orchards. Isn't that lovely? Rumi says, "Oh, you living in the world of six directions, accept the gloom and accept the bliss. For those seeds buried in the ground will one day grow into fruitful orchards." So feel free in the comments to just share your reflections as your thoughts occur to you as I'm reading these things. I have never actually drawn this card before, and I've never read this before, so here we go. Here's the reflection. We share her, this divine mother. You and I, we are her precious children. We are born through her love, and she shares in our losses and our gains, our tragedies and our triumphs. Her hair forms the galaxies, her thoughts become the stars. The sun is her own warmth, and her breath is felt upon this earth, causing the roar of the ocean waves. Her voice is heard in the call of the whales and the trill of the birds. She is all, nurturing life into existence. She is in my reaching for you, and she is in your acceptance of my divine hand. She is all, this great lady. Nothing lies outside of her sphere of influence and power, compassion, and grace. That includes you and your dreams, great and small, my angel of love. This oracle comes to you via the sacred grace and mercy of the Divine Mother, who is the great manifesting expression of divinity. All that is created, all that is made manifest without exception flows from her being. This is why it is safe to trust in life, even most especially the inexplicable mystery, and even the darkness that may give rise to fear and judgment within us. It is all part of her unfathomable workings. So we pray for light. We pray for love. We honor and live our lives with its mysteries with as much integrity as we can muster. But beyond that, it is best to participate in this life with much less certainty than the mind would have us believe necessary for inner peace. Inner peace doesn't come with understanding, it comes with trusting. Can we understand a star or a galaxy? Perhaps not. Yet we can choose to trust in its beauty and beingness, and from it derive great energy, hope, and inspiration. The ways of the Divine Mother are not to be judged by our limited standards, rather than can be witnessed, experienced, and received. What a relief to not need to understand. What a relief to simply live with trust and know that everything will work its way out. Through those wise ways of the Divine Mother, there's a gift headed to you now. Will you receive it? That gift is one of manifestation, something you have been working towards growing into, loving, and dreaming for, perhaps for a very long time, is finally coming to fruition. Perhaps you have caught a sniff of the aromas from the divine kitchen and know the meal is nearly ready and it smells delicious. Or perhaps you have already been a curious and naughty angel. You've poked your head through a door to the divine dining room only to be captivated by the candlelight dancing in reflection upon gleaming silverware and the subtle sounds of crystal goblets and fine china being laid down upon an exquisite dining table. Or maybe, dearest one, you have absolutely no clue what is about to happen. With your thoughts and attentions so often turned to the past or future, you have yet to realize what is coming to life for you this moment. Perhaps you will not gain any advance notice. You will instead run smack into the middle of a dinner party hosted in your honor, and perhaps even feel unprepared, wondering if this morning's yoga attire is suitable for such a grand occasion. You are being asked to receive the gift completely and utterly, whether you feel sufficiently worthy or not, or appropriately and readily attired. It is time, and the bestowal of this gift is as it should be. Whether it seems to be in the best form or how it should be according to your opinion or the opinions of others, it is the Divine Mother has accorded it to be. It is as the Divine Mother has accorded it to be. She has her wild ways, of course, and oftentimes her workings in the world are, to put it mildly, downright unfathomable. Yet somehow all things, all creations, all of life, her every working serve love. You are one of her creations, and so is the imminent manifestation of your own heart truths. Live it, love it, receive it completely. It is yours and meant to be so. This oracle comes with additional guidance for you, should you choose to accept it, of course, if this resonates with you. No matter whether or not things appear to be working out, they are. And you are held in the loving protection of the Divine Mother to keep you from straying from your highest path and divine destiny. There is work here for you to do upon this planet in your own unique way. It is the work of the Divine Mother, the work of love. So then allow her to care for you, even if you wonder what the heavenly minx is up to at times. So I would love to hear your thoughts. There's a sacred honoring ritual with each of these, so I'll come back to that. But just wanted to acknowledge some comments here. Paul, I've got work today, so this is a good way to get my mind right before possibly a busy restaurant shift. I'm so happy you're here. I love your presence, Paul, and I love how you share this time with others and help build community. It's really so meaningful to me and to Jason and to all of us. So wishing you, just good vibes as you enter that space today. And then Carl is sharing, look at that. Did you find, I'm wondering, does this link go to an image of this? That's so awesome. How fun. I love that you found that, Carl. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us. Beautiful. Okay, so I'll hold this up again. We'll see if it... Nope, I need it. Jason will help. Oh, there, it focused. Okay, so the sacred honoring ritual for this card. Place your left hand with palm facing upwards in front of you, reaching out as if to receive. Say aloud, Divine Mother, through your gracious compassion and bounty, I humbly bow. Bow your head to your hand for a moment, or if you wish, kneel and kiss the floor. In this action, allow yourself to truly surrender into the workings of love. Just intend to surrender, and it shall be. Then arise and place your left hand out again with palm facing up, an arm extended slightly as if to receive, and say aloud, I willingly accept the bestowal of grace now manifesting into form as a heartfelt wish delivered to me through the Divine Mother's genius and generosity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You have finished your sacred honoring ritual. So did anything from that resonate with you? Did anything connect to something happening in your heart or mind or life this week? I'll just one more time read the short Rumi piece that is accompanying this. Oh, you living in the world of 6 directions, accept the gloom and accept the bliss. For those seeds buried in the ground will one day grow into fruitful orchards. Oh, you living in the world of 6 directions, accept the gloom and accept the bliss. For those seeds buried in the ground will one day grow into fruitful orchards. Breathing in and breathing out, accepting the gloom and accepting the bliss. One can be harder to accept than the other, and it's person to person, day to day, right? If it's easier to accept the gloom or accept the bliss. So this does actually remind me of a breath practice that I could share with you this morning. So we'll proceed to our Apothecary Moment. Normally, this is Soul Song Saturday live music and mystical musings with yours truly, your Minister of Magic, Heatherlyn. So grateful for your presence here this morning. I was hopeful that my voice would be back 100%, but as I prepared for the show this morning, realized that we're not quite there yet. So we're getting there. I'm taking lots of good care, doing everything I can to beat this and to recover my voice. Y'all, I don't even remember the last time I lost my voice. I do remember a time of losing my voice in December of 2011 for like a month to, 6 weeks to maybe even a couple of months. I had lost my voice, and it was due to great stress. I'd been very sick, and then just like great anxiety, and Ended up having to go to a doctor who put a microscope down my throat. And turns out the stress I was experiencing in my life caused so much tension in here that a muscle was sticking up through my vocal cords. And when you're talking or singing, your vocal cords are like doing this thousands and thousands of times. And so all this air was coming through and they weren't ever fully closing. And so they were dry and my voice was hoarse. Anyway, that was 2011 when that happened. So it's been a while since I've lost my voice. It's a little disconcerting as a singer, but I know there's already incredible improvement. So anyway, that's why we're focusing on breath practice. We're moving through our practices of presence as we usually do on Soul Song Saturday. Normally, the musical apothecary element would have a musical component, but I will just go ahead and share with you this beautiful breath practice. I think I've shared it with you for Soul Song Saturday before, but it goes with this theme of this card that we pulled randomly, spontaneously. And it's a breath practice of surrendering to love. So first, it's a box breath. So that means an even number of counts for your in-breath, and then you hold for that count. So let's say 4. Let's say inhale for 4, and then hold for 4. Exhale for 4, and then hold that out for 4. Okay? So inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slowly exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. Continue like that. In your own count, you might have a longer breath, so you might be able to do 5, 6, 8. Inhaling, pausing for the same amount of counts. Exhaling for the same amount of counts. And then pausing. On your next inhale, think or say to yourself, I am approaching love. As you hold the breath, think or say, love dwells within me. As you exhale, think or say, love approaches me. And then as you hold your exhale, I surrender to love. Inhaling, I am moving towards love. Holding that breath in, love dwells within me. And then on your exhale, love approaches me. And holding the out breath, I surrender to love. Just one more round with your breath. On the inhale, I am moving towards love. As you hold in the breath, love dwells within me. Exhaling out, love approaches me. And then holding that out breath, pause, surrendering to divine love. Continuing to breathe. And repeat those affirmations in your mind. I share in my musical apothecary album in the companion booklet that you can order on our website if you so choose. I do a box breath like that with a similar affirmation to accompany healing come. And so if you'd like to check that out. All right, Robin, every day is a gift. Everything is temporary. So embrace the blessings and know the bad times are temporary. Yes, absolutely, my friend. Absolutely. All right, moving through our practices of presence, let's give thanks together. Our practice of gratitude. I'll read a couple poems as you're sharing. As you're sharing your gratitudes in the chat. So please feel free to share something you're grateful for from this day, from this week. If you'd like to share someone you're grateful for, you can even say their name or put a heart emoji or something like that. And I have a book of Rumi poems here, but I also have this printout of some poems that were read at a New Year's Eve service I got to attend at Hilltop Spiritual Center. They have a poetry service. So this is called Embrace. Have you ever felt the sweet embrace of a welcome body of water, having left the safety of the shore? Diving in, you descend deeper into a liquid warmth that surrounds, encompasses, and soothes, that feels so deep, so open, and so strong, that as you let go and melt into it, you begin to feel your skin has lost its definition or distinctions from that which embraces it. And you wonder if you might not return from this fall, that there is a sweet and imminent sense that you may become lost in this embrace, never to come back, but instead to risk, identify, and just merge into the other. And even in the danger of that moment, leaving behind what was familiar and certain, your whole body relaxes and surrenders. And you feel that you are falling peacefully into something so good, open, and loving, that you may never need to surface to breathe again. Or that if you do, you might never be the same. And then you pull back from that liquid state and return to safety and reason and stand up on the shore, alone, yet inspired and warm. Again to breathe in, but in a deeper, fuller way that fills not only your lungs, but your heart. That is what I felt in your embrace. Do we have any gratitudes to share, my friends? I am grateful to be getting better, that's for sure. All right, I'll do one more poem, and feel free to share your gratitudes, and I'll put them on the screen when the poem's done, okay? Oh, sweet bitterness, in my hallucination I saw my beloved's flower garden. In my vertigo, in my dizziness, in my drunken haze, whirling and dancing like a spinning wheel, I saw myself as the source of existence. I was there in the beginning, and I was the spirit of love. Now I am sober. There is only the hangover and the memory of love, and only the sorrow. I yearn for happiness. I ask for help. I want mercy. And my love says, look at me and hear me, because I am here just for that. I am your moon and your moonlight too. I I am your flower garden and your water too. I have come all this way, eager for you. Without shoes or shawl, I want you to laugh, to kill all your worries, to love you, to nourish you. Oh, sweet bitterness, I will soothe you and heal you. I will bring you roses. I too have been covered with thorns. All right, my friends. I know that we all carry gratitudes in our hearts, and it's good to just set aside a little time for that each week together. And of course, we can do that on our own each day. Thank you so much for your presence. I'm really happy so many of you showed up this morning and came. Thank you. This is our first live Soul Song Saturday this year, and of course, I've been fighting this virus, so my voice is slowly but surely coming back. So I imagine that I'll be able to sing for you soon. Thank you for your love and support. Your tips mean so much to me. Your one-time gifts of any amount mean so much to us. We openly offer this. No one pays us to do this. No one's sponsoring us. We're so grateful for our patron community. And we would love for you to consider being a part of it if you have not become a part of it. There's ebbs and flows on my Patreon, and sometimes we need some people to pick up the baton because some other supporters need to redirect their finances. So if you'd like to become a part of this, let's see. Paul, did you see the comment about your songs from me? Let's see, what did I miss something here? Checking. Maybe, is it this comment, Paul? I open my streams with Be Here Now and close my streams with Ever, which is so cool. I love that. Good for you. And I'm glad that, even though I couldn't sing for you live this morning, you were able to access. So you all, my music is out there streaming on your favorite platform, so you can get to that through my link tree. Wherever you listen to your music, you can follow me. And I would love for you to check that out. The fun thing, Paul, about that EP, that Being Breathed EP with Be Here Now and Ever, and it also has my song, You're the Song, that was produced by Ben Grace. He helped me record that and release those songs, so very grateful for him. Okay, invitation, please, if you haven't followed me yet, if you haven't yet subscribed on YouTube, even if you prefer to watch my live streams on Facebook, I would love for you to subscribe on YouTube because that will help elevate our work there. So thank you so much for your gifts and your support in every way, by sharing this, by inviting people. We are so grateful. So I will actually be back serving a church in San Diego next week. So I will probably need to pre-record something for you. Or if my voice is not in shape in time enough to do that, maybe I'll just go live next week and it'll be lo-fi though. It'll be like on my phone or my laptop. So I'll keep you posted on what's going to happen for next week. But after next week, we should be back in our regular rhythm of live Soul Song Saturday every morning. So please do invite folks to come. I think it is time for us to wrap things up. And with our weekly reminder to go being brave in belovedness and courageous in kindness. Remember, dear ones, that by virtue of your very existence, you are inherently worthy of the greatest inheritance of love. Love is yours. You are beloved because you are here. And it's sometimes hard to remember that about ourselves. It's also sometimes hard to remember that about others. So that's why we remind each other every week to be brave in our inherent belovedness and to remember that everyone else is too. So to be courageous in kindness together. Yes, you're so welcome for the breathing exercises. We'll do more, Carl. We will do more. Yes, full circle moment there. Absolutely. Love you too. Thank you for all the love you share with us. So y'all, please feel free to keep chatting in the comments. I'm just going to send us out with another poem or two. from the mystics, and let's see, there was one I wanted to make sure I got in. Okay. So I'll just underscore a little bit and do a couple more poems. Feel free to keep chatting and sharing. And you can share your gratitudes too if you want. Breathing. This moment, this love comes to rest in me. Many beings in one being, in one wheat grain, 1,000 sheaf stacks. Inside the needle's eye, a turning night of stars. No harm done. There is a sword in a museum not far from me. It was once used by a great prince who defended his country and faith, and many limbs and heads it severed. One day that sword will die, as all things will, and it will stand before God. And the sword's eyes will behold the splendor of heaven behind our beloved, and the sword will wonder with all of its heart, will he let me in because of my life? And God will say to that sword, as he does to every creature, no harm done, no harm done. Forever welcomed are all. Love does that. All day long, a little burro labors, sometimes with heavy loads on her back and sometimes just with worries about things that bother only burros. And worries, as we know, can be more exhausting than physical labor. Once in a while, a kind monk comes to her stable and brings a pear. But more than that, he looks into the burro's eyes and touches her ears. And for a few seconds, the burro is free and even seems to laugh. Because love does that. Love frees. With that moon language, admit something. Everyone you see, you say to them, love me. Of course, you do not do this out loud, otherwise someone would call the authorities. Still, though, think about this great pull in us to connect. Why not become the one who lives with a full moon in each eye that is always saying, with that sweet moon language, what every other eye in this world is dying to hear? With passion. With passion, pray. With passion, work. With passion, make love. With passion, eat and drink and dance and play. Why look like a dead fish in this ocean of God? Thank you again, my dear ones, my beloveds. Let's go be love this week, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.